Oh, let's see. Good morning. Deep sigh, deep sigh. Well, I can still breathe clearly because I just woke up and I've yet to fill my lungs with carcinogens, which is what happens next. I am not been awake very long. A little bit longer than usual before I make a video. Usually I wake up and I am, pretty quick on the draw. I have things down to how much time things cost or take. And this morning's time to do took longer because the wiener dogs had to go outside in the ice snow place to go poop. Let's just say it's approximately 5 o'clock in the morning. And I heard a knot thing in the woods as I'm waiting for old Deaf John to finish his pooping. Yeah, it was really, really strange whistling sound. You just tell they're not right. It came from approximately this direction, which would be the southwest. Because the wall behind me, I'm at an angle right now, but this is south wall, that's west wall, the north wall, east wall, door to the north, slant of roof down to the south, down in the hill into the forest. Yeah. So I heard that. I don't know, I guess it could have been That's the thing. I spent 36 years outside in Michigan in the dark. I don't go places. I mean, I go places, but it's not like I'm going to, like, Arizona. Like, if you were to take me and throw me into Arizona, and I were to get into a situation, I wouldn't know how to, like, deal with the situation very well, right? Like, I don't know every poisonous insect, spider, snake, blah, 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 like every predator of all the things that's in Arizona. No, I wouldn't. But you got me here in Michigan, yeah, I know everything that's in the fucking woods. I'll generally just, with no headlamps, no lights. Usually I always carry a belt knife, a sheath knife. Sometimes I'll carry a sword on me too, just in case, just because I like carrying a sword. And I'll go for a long stroll through the darkness, right through the woods. I know where the paths are. It doesn't bother me. There's nothing out there that's gonna... Well, I mean, there is, but you know what I mean? I would feel and detect if there were something that I needed to be concerned about. And generally there isn't. There isn't. And then if there is, these things have some semblance of free will, right? So that's not like you're gonna get mauled to death by some thing, And then some of them just prefer to be ignored. Just leave them the fuck alone. Why pester it? Why do those things? We're gonna have a morning today. A morning of the fine motor functions of my fingers deciding not to cooperate. I've noticed this is a trend it's developing rather rapidly. Not much I can do about it. Multiple forms of arthritis run in my family. So, well, I'm just rolling a cigarette. But my hands are feeling okay. I can roll a cigarette in, less than 10 seconds. Paper, tobacco goes in, and then you just twist it. You just twist it together, and then everything. Yep. See, my finger doesn't want to do the fingering, and it wants to hurt me. It wants to cause me harm. And then sometimes I rip the papers in half because, well, my fingers don't want to cooperate, and it's kind of a gentle. It's a gentle process. It's not like you're building a house, you're rolling a cigarette or joint or spliff, whatever the fuck, It's kind of a delicate process. I don't know, I was just having this dream where there was things going on. I was like doing a job or a task for somebody. There was a woman involved, and the woman was trying to repay me with sexual favors, and I was like, get out of here with that shit. I would have done this for free. I don't need to bang you. She was also like a gigantress, like an Amazon, not necessarily fat or anything, but she was, what the fuck, very, very large lady, See, I'm 5'9", but I like females that are smaller than me, I don't like females that are much, yeah, I would date a taller girl, if she was very thin and petite, but, I can't really be picky anymore, now can I? I'm 36, and I look like this. And we have the whole, the male loneliness epidemic. Holy fuck. Hey, let's not talk about that, because Glenda from Wisconsin is going to tell you why you should be a better human being, and then you won't have that problem anymore. No, Glenda from Wisconsin, let me tell you exactly why there is, it's not exactly, and this is just my own personal theory, and this is only part of the theory as a whole. I'm not waking up for this shit. Glenda in Wisconsin. By the way, Glenda in Wisconsin I just made up. I'm assuming you know that. This is why I couldn't be an entertainer. The other day I was talking on Discord as we were playing Helldivers with my uncle and all of his friends, and I had all of his friends dying because I was talking about how I rescued these cats, and the cats needed milk, so I was letting them suckle upon my teats. And they were like, "Oh, dude, you need to get on stage with this shit." There was more to the joke than that, But you're like, "Oh, you need to get on stage with this kind of shit." Like, holy fuck, like that is funny. And I'm like, yeah, I think it's funny too. Cats suckle on my teats, like whatever. But no, I'm too awkward. I can't formulate jokes. You know what's funny to me? Like stupid things. But yeah, we got the male loneliness epidemic that's going on. You know what a big part of the male loneliness epidemic is? It's not necessarily because the guy is a fucking asshole or abusive or mean or any of those sorts. It's not. It's because online dating, I kind of touched upon this last night just briefly, but it's true. Girl can look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame And she can find exactly the specifications of a man that she is looking for, and she will find it. She will get it. Me, I can't have the most basic, if I were to even put it in my profile, I would be shunned and scorned, And they're pretty simple. Lesser than my age. Of course, adult, but lesser than my age. In semi-shape. And I'm just saying, I want, a girl that's, semi-fit. Doesn't have to be fit, just a slim, petite, I guess. I just like a girl that's smaller than me and just a little bit younger. I mean, that'd be all right, Girl that's like 25 to 30, bam, we're good. Great region. Don't really care what their style is. As long as we have some kind of hobby together, that's cool. Don't care what kind of music you listen to, I'll listen to it. Because I'm a musician, I'll appreciate it, whatever, unless it's really, really shitty rap, and then I'm going to be upset about it, or really bad country, because there are some good country artists, but most of them are just... My neighbor came into my yard and kicked my dog and shot my wife. And what the fuck is this? Why is this up? Ding 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 ding. And why? I actually had to stop myself from continuing, because now I was about to start making drum sounds with my mouth, and then I was basically going to compose an entire country song about some neighbor kicking his dog and then shooting his wife, or something. I don't know. But yeah, male loneliness epidemic is real. It is real. I mean, get it. I get. I look like this. I know I look like this. Trust me. I don't need anyone to explain to me that I live in a shack in the middle of the woods and I look like this. But you get on all these profiles and you know what you see in the descriptions of these profiles. Because sometimes I read a woman's profile. Most guys are just like, "Yeah, she's got nice tits." Yep. I don't like her. Nope. I read profiles as well, because I'm not really that picky of a person when it comes to appearances, I want to make sure that they have the stamina and the ability physically to go on a hike, for a long period of time and then camp on, a peak or something, or go kayaking down some sketchy shit, or maybe go caving, or I want someone that's going to be able to go on adventures. I mean, that's not a very, very, very high requirement. But you see these women's profiles and they're like, I want to get into homesteading. This is what homesteading looks like. You realize that, right? Like, I got chickens outside. There's ducks. We got horses. We have all our machines. I maintain all the chainsaws. We have to cut wood, split wood, burn wood. I mean, I don't do that in here. But we have to mend fence. I can ride a horse. I know I look like this, and guess what? I can ride a horse just fine. I'm not the greatest at putting a saddle on one, but I've never really needed to. Usually it's just my grandmother and my mother, they want to ride their horse, so the other horse, well, they don't want to leave it behind, so they put a saddle on it, and they go, hey, CJ, would you like to... And I'm like, yep, and I climb on top of a horse. One time I sat on the back of a horse, and I drank a bottle of tequila. It was fucking great. Let me tell you, it was fun. It was fun. I don't know why, I just was like, you know what, I feel like I need to drink some tequila. And I had some tequila. It was in my satchel. And I'm like, I'm on a horse, smoking a cigarette, chilling on a horse. swigging some tequila. It was fun. That's fun. I like that. I like that. It's like going hiking, but I don't have to use my legs for stuff. Sweet. You know what I mean? Wow. Glad that was out, but now I got ashes on the bedding. And cleaning this place is not the easiest thing to do. But the male owned this epidemic. It's fucking true. They're like, oh yeah, I want a homesteader. I want the kind of guy that if a zombie apocalypse happens, they could protect me and we could survive. I could make bite-proof armor that weighs nothing out of garbage. I've already prototyped this in 2012. I have. I was sitting up one night, probably having a smoke. I know my ex was there. She was chilling. She's the one that tested it. She liked to bite. She bit hard. And what I did, I took 20 or a 2-liter pop bottle, cut the top off of it, I cut the bottom off of it, I cut one line up of it, folded it in half so it became two individual sheets. I ran some duct tape around all the other parts, wrapped that fucker around my arm, and had her bite that shit. She bit as hard as she possibly could. She won't get through it. Nope, she ain't getting through it. She ain't getting through it. Bam, look at that. The fucking pop bottles are everywhere. There's your little fucking secret. You can make zombie-proof armor out of trash that you find laying all over the fucking place. But yeah, girls want these guys that can survive and things. It's like, do you know how to survive a nuclear explosion if you're not immediately caught in ground zero? I do. What if a Yellowstone supervolcano explodes? Do you know what to do? I do. For this location, yep, I do. See, that's all my survivals and all my things. They require me to be in Michigan, where I've been my whole life. And I don't really care about or have plans. I'll go visit other places, but I ain't moving out of Michigan. Fuck off. Get out of here with that shit. I can go flip a log and find a beautiful marbled salamander and pick him up and give him a pet and then release him back into the undergrowth. You know, I can do that. I do that in fucking bumfucked Egypt, and now I've got a sickness where my anus leaks or something. And then you get these girls, you know, they want homesteaders, they want to be homesteading, they want to go off-grid. You know what off-grid is? That means you're not connected to any government line, whether it be water or electricity. Okay, I've got solar panels. I'm not using them. They're at the farm. But we got them. Got wood burners. I built this just to survive the winter one year, and then I got lazy, and then I didn't do anything with it throughout the warm season, and now it's winter again, and look, it's still just fine. I have no heat on right now. It's 5:11 in the morning, and I'm just sitting here. This is just a really nice warm hoodie that I just throw on all the time, and I'm wearing some pajamas. I'm fine. Dogs aren't shivering. They're not even under the blankets. They're wiener dogs. If they get cold, they're going to burrow under the blankets. They're not. John's right here. I'm giving him a stroke. He's doing all right. But, you know, they say that they want these. Oh, I want an adventurer. I want to go on adventures and quests. And I want a homesteader. And I want... I love nature. No, you... Karen from Nebraska, you like to do LSD in a cornfield with your friends while listening to really terrible bass and drum music. With the people with the gloves on with the glowing tipped fingers that do the weird fucking pattern things while they write in your eyes. And I may or may not have had experience on a lot of mushrooms where that happened. It was definitely an experience. I got to go in VIP, though. It's for some guy, I don't know who he was, this Boogie T. He was the performer. It was at a place called Electricity, or Electric City. I don't know, it was in Detroit. I almost got in a fight with a bunch of crackheads. Because they were trying to sell crack to people. I got pissed off about that. I forgot, well, I'm a long way from home, and I belong in the woods, not in the hood fighting crackheads. But yeah, I got to go to VIP, and I just sat there and I drink Jack and Cokes. Fucking just, wacha, 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 wacha. It was fucking glorious. And it was like in a balcony, you know, all the people were down there being all sweaty and gross and touching each other, and, you know, and the laser shows and things, and I'm so fucking high, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I just drink more Jack Daniels. Eventually, it'll get rid of the mushrooms. But I'm a mycologist, and I forgot the fact that alcohol in your stomach mixing with mushrooms, terrible fucking idea. Never do that, because it has reactions that can have adverse effects. It's kind of like if you're foraging and you collect some mushrooms and you bring them home, and you know that what they are, and you know that they're a choice edible or whatever, and you fry some up. Do not drink. Eat the mushrooms. Oh, these are good mushrooms. Only have a little bit. See if you have any stomach upset, whatever. Oh no, okay, you can eat some mushrooms. You don't have any illnesses or reactions to that mushroom, but don't drink. Because sometimes when you eat the same mushroom, but you've had a couple beers or a couple shots, now you've given yourself some kind of weird toxic plasmosis or something. I don't know. You done fucked yourself. You're sick as shit. Or dead. You know, most mycologists, they never lasted long. You know why? Because of Warcraft. And they just, what's this mushroom? Okay, they cataloged everything they could, and then they fucking ate it. And then they died. That is true. Most mycologists, they eat a mushroom and that they shouldn't, and they die. My uncle is a licensed mycologist. I want to take my certification to become a licensed mycologist myself. Just so I could go to a farmer's market and sell some mushrooms. I think that'd be cool. But yeah, loneliness epidemic. It's fucking true. You've got Brenda the cave troll, who's got requirements like must be vegan, must like cats, must be at least 6 feet tall, must drive a 2024 sedan or newer, must make this much money a year, yada yada. Okay, you look like a cave troll. They're gonna find somebody because they can. I can't have a simple requirement. Feral Woodsman seeks adventure partner for epic quests and building our own empire in the forest on land that I already own, all we gotta do is just do it. That's it. Like this. I just did this. I could yell right now. Ah! Who the fuck's gonna... Ah! Who's gonna stop me? Is there an owl out? I mean, I do have an owl call right behind the TV, which is what this phone's laying up against. There's an owl call back there. We can go outside. We can call some barn owls. That's kind of cool. We could do that. We could do that right now. 5:17 in the morning. I could be outside just calling barn owls. I could grab those calls up there. I don't know how to play them. They were my father's, but I could make some crazy sounds come out of them. And they're loud as piss. You know, angry goose sound. I just... I could do that. But no, everybody's addicted to the city life. Everybody's addicted to these luxuries, and and to greed and capitalism, and they're addicted to all these things, and I'm not. And these dating profiles, that they say that they want to do things, No, they don't. No, they don't. They just say that because they think it's quirky and cool. They're usually the same ones that carry around the fancy pink rock that like suppresses their anxiety or something when it's just a fucking rock. It's a rock. Molecularly, there's no change. It's a rock. It's a rock. It's a rock. It's a rock. Lauren from Nebraska with your crystal collection. Okay, you like them. That's cool. I like to collect cool rocks. I have some hagstones, I got some cool rocks. If you have a collection of crystals because you think that they look cool and like, oh, this is a beautiful crystal. I really like this this pink quartzite. It's shaped really well, and it's a good price. All right, cool. Put it on your shelf. That's cool. That's cool. But to stick it up your ass and think that you're going to get rich tomorrow because of some kind of crazy promotion at work or whatever kind of mumbo jumbo you think that it's going to do, it's kind of like the astrologists and the moist knees. What, some things work, some things don't work. You're combining magic and science that do exist and do work with things that don't. So you're taking stuff and then you're making stuff up to add on to it. Just adding on to it. And then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And now you got a bunch of random girls running around with like necklaces covered in like all these different crystals. Then each one protects them against a different kind of energy. You remember the other day when I told you to find the energy within yourself? Eventually you can get it in your hand. You can do things. Well, eventually there are things you can do with this energy that all human beings have that actually would protect you from negative emotion and things. The things that you think your rocks do. But no, you want to rely on some kind of weird Brazilian sphincter stone that you spent $75 on at a flea market, and it's only this tall, and it's not even in a very nice shape. The male loneliness epidemic is real. It is. It is. Yeah, it fucking sucks. Dating sucks. What the fuck do you want me to do? In order for me to find a woman, I need to go out to a bar and get hammered. Well, I'm a recovering alcoholic. Yeah, I do still drink very rarely. Maybe once a month I might pick me up a bottle of vodka and I might sit right here and drink some vodka and play some video games. I stay out of trouble. I don't fucking harm. Sometimes I'll drink a little bit, shoot some guns, blow some stuff up, light some shit on fire. Sometimes I'll drink a little bit and go on a hike or an adventure. But I'm staying out of trouble. I'm not doing the mischiefs that I used to. But that's not what people want anymore. No, I have to go to the bar. I gotta spend, I don't know how much money on this girl that might not even want to give me her phone number at the end of the day. I gotta buy all of her drinks. And that's fine. Buying drinks for other people's fun sometimes. Be sociable if you're an extrovert. I'm not. I'm an introvert. Let's say I do match with somebody. And they have all these crazy requirements. And then you gotta be nice, you gotta be a gentleman. Well, where would you like to go for dinner? You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna pick a place. Oh, they'll pick a place. Get in a relationship with them, and then you ask them what they want for dinner, and I don't know. Why don't you choose? And then they're always indecisive, and they never have fucking any idea. But when you're first starting dating, oh, they know where they want to go. They know where they want to go because they want to go to somewhere that's fucking ridiculous. It's either really quirky and really uncomfortable because it makes no sense, or it's really, really fucking expensive. And then you pay for it. And then you take her home. You walk her to her door like a gentleman. And then you go back to your car, you slam your head repeatedly into your steering wheel, and you scream profanities at the gods. Then you go home and violently tug on your own genitals. And this cycle repeats. Again, my form of humor, that's not necessarily. But the thing is they don't care. They just got all this shit free. All this shit free. They expect you to do everything. They want this. They want that. And, you know, that's okay. It's okay. I'm not saying that's wrong, by the way. Don't jump down my throat and coming at me all fucking crooked and cross-eyed. That's not wrong. But, you know, what's wrong with a date where we, like, go sit next to a creek? You know, we catch some fish, clean them, and cook them on a little fire, have a couple of brewskis, talk to each other, get to know one another. No, we gotta go to a place that's loud as hell. I gotta keep leaning over the table, trying to pretend that I understand what you're saying. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, my dog had cancer 3 years ago, too. Yeah, his testicles. It's just what I imagine that's like, because I don't do that. I've never done that. But yeah, there is a male loneliness epidemic. And it's not because every guy's being a fuck. Alright? I always try to be as transparent as possible. These are, of course, my own opinions, feelings, and beliefs. Alright? I could be wrong about things, and if I am wrong about things, like I've also said before, I will easily just say, yep, I was wrong about that. Oops, sorry, my bad. I'll do better. Like when you accidentally call your friend or loved one the wrong pronoun. I'm 36 years old. I'm 36. I don't know what a XI is. I don't care to know. I don't. You're a dude. What's up, dude? You're a dude. Hey, what's up, dude? Everybody's dude. Bam. Simple. Nope, that's not good enough. Excuse me, I'm a they, them. I'm sorry? Why are you getting angry at me like I should have already known that? You didn't explain that to me prior. You just expect other people to understand what your pronoun is in advance. And then you get upset when you're incorrectly pronounced, identified. That's annoying. Why do we do this? It's unnecessary. I am in full support of, you know, the LGBTQ community. Full support. But these pronouns and things, man. Isn't life hard enough on you already? Right? Like, you're prosecuted by your peers, you're picked on, you're this, you're that, you go through all these hardships, and you make it harder on yourself by giving yourself some kind of strange pronoun? Look, I was born a man, right? If I want to, tomorrow, shave my body hair off and start taking hormone treatment and identify as a woman, I am now a her, she, right? That makes sense. I no longer am man, I am now woman. I am not Cesare the cat from southern Italy. I once tried to write in, because you can do this now, when I got an ID, at one point I had to renew an ID license, it said pronouns, and there was a box to write in. I legitimately was trying to write in attack helicopter. How dare you say that I am not an attack helicopter? It makes the same amount of sense. When it comes to the pronoun things, of course, the trans and the gays and the lesbians and the bisexuals, and I've been all over that scene myself. For some reason, men go after me like a lot, hard. I understand how some women feel in some sketchy situations, because those guys come at, like, the gay ones, they come after me like that. It's like, whoa. I got a text yesterday from a number that I don't know that just said, WYD, so like, what you doing, comma, the letter U, like you, want your dick sucked, question mark. No, sir, I do not want you to suck my penis. No, I don't. I don't know who you are. Why are you We must have met on a dating site and talked and then exchanged numbers and talked for like a day or two, and now you're just blowing my phone up because you're bored. And this was like 9 o'clock in the morning yesterday, and they're like, hey, what are you doing? You want your dick sucked? No, sir, I do not want my dick sucked. I want petite woman to build empire with and keep me warm and play video games with me sometimes. That'd be cool. Liking wiener dogs is requirement. Jesus. My list of requests is so large. Holy shit, it's so complicated. I must be a terrible man. Yep, such a terrible man. I have no bills. I do have some disabilities, but I'm not capitalizing on those and bringing money in with them. I have a lot of doctoring I need to go start doing real soon, because I'm only getting worse and worse and worse. Like my trigger finger. Like my hand's not working very good. But, I could shave my beard off right now, and I could pass as someone in their early 20s. I have other clothes. I just wear this because like I said, I'm doing this mainly for myself. I'm not talking to anybody in particular. I don't have a specific audience that I'm after. I don't give a shit. If you learn a thing or two from me, awesome. Sweet. Glad I could be assistance. If you have a question about something, even if I don't know the actual answer, I can give you my personal feelings and advice on it. I could look it up and do some research and maybe help you formulate a conclusion. But I'm just here to talk to myself in a way where I'm not just sitting here talking to myself. Because I would be having this conversation right now with myself, even if this camera were off and laying over on the side of the bed somewhere. So I might as well record it, right? I meant to literally just go on about how the male loneliness epidemic is actually a thing, and people need to stop making fucking funny of it, because it's not funny, and people are killing themselves, and I don't think I'm an attractive looking dude. I'm very well aware of what I look like. Yep, damn straight. But there's got to be someone in a world of billions of people that likes to play video games and go on little adventures and wants to build a little farm and have animals and eat fresh eggs every morning and plant a garden and, you know, and just be happy. Simple. Simple. Simple, simple. There's got to be somebody. They claim that there are so many of them everywhere. They don't want you, though. No, they don't want you. No, they want Mr. fucking 8-pack abs fucking... I have a degree in business. I spent my entire life in the woods, learning how to live here. Mr. Degree in Business just decided that, you know, he thought this chick was attractive and she wants to do things like a homestead situation, so he's going to do that to appease her because that's what men do. Again, facts. No wizard lessons today, unless there were some hidden in the ranting. There may have been. May have been. Or maybe I forgot to add them in. Maybe I didn't. Mysteries. This has gone long enough. This is going to take me forever to upload because I live in the woods. This has been the Gray Squirrel. This has been my morning attempt to have a cigarette. My coffee's already cold. I gotta turn the heat on. And maybe I'll take a nap. I don't know. Have a blessed day. Stay strong, stay safe. And remember, not everyone has your best interest in mind.